There was no Classic Plus at Warcraft Direct today. Months upon months of people building up to start being an alpha and beta, and culminating in a Classic Plus was dashed. Except not really, because the Classic devs saw the immediate immense backlash from no Classic Plus, and they tweeted out a few things saying, "Chill the fuck out, soon TM, you will learn more." That is good enough to build the hype right back, but let's talk about Warcraft Direct as a whole, and then we'll come back to Classic Plus towards the end. Now, Warcraft Direct was pretty solid for the most part. In fact, aside from there being no C+ announcement, it would be what you'd call a 9 out of 10. We'll start with Warcraft 3, Warcraft 1, and Warcraft 2 being culminated into an epic battle chest. High definition graphic remasters, making the game's UI feel better and tweaking it to be more of a modern playable game. And then they fixed all the issues with Warcraft 3. The battle chest is honestly stellar. It looks great. I bought it. I'm going to play it. I'm pretty hyped for it. It's not a Warcraft 4, but let's not write that off forever because that will likely come in the future, pending the success of this battle chest. So let's jump on to the next thing. Hearthstone and Rumble. I'm joking. There's Hearthstone x Starcraft now, which is, I guess that's pretty cool to any Hearthstone people that may or may not watch my content, but Rumble was Rumble, lasted way too long. Good effort on the devs for making that shit like at least watchable, but it's Warcraft Rumble. It didn't deserve the 6 minutes it got in the Warcraft Direct. So I'm just gonna move right on from there onto the juicy parts. Retail and Classic. Classic had several big announcements. Mr. Pandaria Classic was finally confirmed. Everybody kind of knew this was coming. This wasn't some big prediction or mystery or everybody going, "Wow, I can't believe you predicted that." Surveys went out. We saw the signs. Everything pointed towards MoP Classic being what it is. And again, realistically, post-MoP Classic will get WoD and Legion, but that's for the future. We'll come back to that topic in 12 months because as of now, MoP Classic is going to be MoP. So let's move on to the other Classic announcement. The 20th anniversary edition of Classic. That's right, a faster paced experience to all of vanilla, a brand new fresh. Starting in phase 1 from 1 to 60, then phase 2 being MC and Oni, then phase 3 being PvP Battlegrounds on the Honor system, and then phase 4 being Blackwing Lair, etc, etc. Culminating in a final patch after Naxxramas, leading into the Burning Crusade. But that's not all, because that sounds sick and amazing, and it's really cool. I'm happy to all the era and fresh players who just love vanilla, no changes. Except I should clarify, there are some changes, and I'll list them out in a second. But hardcore fresh is happening as well, with the exact same cadence and timeline as vanilla fresh. And what does that mean? It means when phase 1 comes out, it's 1 to 60 for 30 days. Then phase 2 is MC for 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 months, to clarify. Then Blackwing Lair, phase 3, 4, 5, all having content pauses. So you can't just start from 1 and then finish Nax within a 60-day time period. It's gonna take a full 12-ish to 18-ish months. We're not sure on the exact time frames, but the earliest estimates are about 12 months for this 20th anniversary edition, including hardcore, up to about 18 months before you dive into TBC. Now, going into TBC fresh all over again essentially means Wrath of the Lich King fresh will happen afterwards, but they have not confirmed that, and that is just theory crafting, but that may happen. There is also no TBC hardcore as of this moment. The devs have essentially said that hardcore is a very vanilla 1 to 60 experience, so they're gonna leave it at that for the foreseeable future. And they left it at that, not as a full-blown finality, but essentially saying, we don't see that happening, but never say never. Now, what are the changes in Vanilla Fresh? And these are pretty simple changes. You start with Chrono Boon, no honor decay, so you don't have to grind and have to fight and have honor brackets and all that stuff. Anybody can rank 14. Pretty simplified. It's gonna take you about 3-4 months of grinding every week to 14, but there's no decay. You don't have to compete with anybody. You have the option between classic UI and kind of a refreshed UI in regards to the guild tab. as well as a few other minor changes here or there. But for the most part, this is as true to vanilla and 2019 Classic as it can be, aside from a few quality of life changes that the people essentially want and can't play without anymore. Which moves us on to ding, 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 retail WoW. Now, retail WoW is essentially deep diving into Kezan, Goblin territory, whoop-de-doo, hell yeah, super hyped. I mean, it's retail. 11.1 is gonna be pretty cool. They even added drift racing. Maybe they got some Forza developers to come and teach them how to make drift racing in goddamn World of Warcraft. Like, what is this, Mario fucking kart? Pretty cool though. It's gonna be kind of enjoyable. You can drift. You get to pick some goblin factions to get reputation amongst. That looks cool. Some information on 11.0.7, of course. Then they tease some midnight information, as well as player housing. Official in-game player housing being the big special surprise that some people, mostly me, thought was going to be Classic Plus. Now, I'll come back to that. But retail, after 20 years, not counting garrisons, is finally getting official housing. What does that look like? How cool is it? What are the details? We know nothing. It's coming in midnight, early 2026. So we're not going to find out much more information till next BlizzCon of 2025 or XCon or whatever ends up being called. So let's dive into Classic Plus and what happened. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said Classic Plus, the dream is dead. And it's not, because despite them not announcing it, they did talk upon several key topics. Now, I need to start with Season of Discovery. So Season Discovery, Phase 7 is getting things happening in Deadwind Pass, as well as a 5 or potentially 10-man dungeon in Tears Fall. That's right, a Scarlet Crusade big-ass dungeon. Now, it could technically be a 10-man raid or a 10-man mega dungeon like UBRS. But as of now, there are no real known details. They said they would share more in the future. But cool, a Scarlet Raid. Now, is that Phase 7 or Phase 8? I think it's part of Phase 7. The wording is a bit vague, as well as Deadwind Pass and exploring that in Phase 7. Now, is the Deadwind Pass the Phase 8? Is the Deadwind Pass going to lead to Karazhan Crypts? Is that going to be a dungeon? Is it going to be a raid? What is it going to be? Because everyone essentially saw this happening, saw the announcements, and looked at themselves and said, Sod is dead. They killed Season of Discovery. Holy shit, guys, FF. It's done. And then the devs came out with a big exclamation mark saying, calm down. People, you need to calm down. Sod's not dead. Your characters aren't going anywhere. It's going to have continued support. Agron literally came out and said, guys, chill the F out. The quotation marks thing everybody's been asking for isn't dead. Soon TM. Now, I'll put the Twitter post right here, give or take. And you can read through it and see it. Pause and look. And then over here's the blue post. Pause and look. Read this and realize that the dream of Classic Plus essentially was delayed till next BlizzCon. Now, player housing seems to be more important to announce, and that's cool. But Classic Plus still seems to be in the work, and the dev team is clearly working on things to make sure the team is capable of delivering a phenomenal experience. Sod and the Classic Plus dream has hype, has hopium, but it's very far in the future, and we likely will find no more news or information about this until we get closer to Phase 7, where they explain more details about the Scarlet Dungeon instance, as well as Deadwind Pass and what is happening there. Now, Phase 8 isn't out of the picture. That may still happen, but the wording is vague as of this instance and moment. And to summarize the whole Warcraft Direct, not counting Classic Plus not being there, it was a 9 out of 10. Honestly, closer to an 8.5, but it was pretty solid. And I'm looking forward to what they have next year at BlizzCon or XCon or whatever they end up calling it, because the devs are clearly cooking, and it's not perfect. I completely understand that. It's definitely not perfect. There's a lot of things that could be better. There's a lot of things that could be more exciting and interesting. But the devs are trying the best they can with the resources and dev team that they have. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts, feelings, and breakdown on Warcraft Direct. My live stream reaction was super, I had a very mild breakdown is the best way to put it. Nonetheless, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. If you didn't, dislike and subscribe anyways. Thank you all. Ebonheart out. Peace.